Okay. Yeah, I've got to do this. This was just way too strange. I don't know how the connection's going to be tonight. This is probably not going to be a good connection. These nighttime videos, unless I wait until much later, usually aren't very good. Thank you for letting me know you're there, Watchman News. I appreciate it. Tonight is December 9th, 2022, and I have to tell you what happened, okay? Because this is just incredible. You know, yesterday I put up that video. It was entitled "ODNI Haynes is a Tabloid Reporter." Remember that? I did that live stream last night. Well, during that live stream, the subject of Nancy Morgan Hart, whose real name is Bettina Ursula Brancato, who ran Headlines with a Voice, of course, Felicia Lockhart took that over at Bettina's request. But at any rate, that situation came up, and I even brought up the situation about Edelson James, who was a follower of mine at the time, wondering what Bettina looked like. And then I told the story about Bettina sending me her picture and saying that now I don't have to hem and haw about what she looks like. I can say, and she's gorgeous. So it's really interesting that that came up during that video, because prior to me doing that video, and I had no idea about this, at noon yesterday, of course, I did the video last night. At noon yesterday, YouTube took down the very video that happened, that incident occurred where Edelson James said this, and then Bettina responded. They took that down yesterday at noon. If you go back and look at my last uh, video there, ODNI Haynes is a tabloid reporter, you'll see in the description box where I talk about uh, where you can go and see the video that was taken down. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But at any rate, I didn't even realize that they had taken the video down at that point. I found that out uh, later that evening, or maybe it was this morning. I'm not really sure. But at any rate, I made a mistake. I guess I did find out last night that I had said that it was the video a refuge of lies. It wasn't. The reason why I said that is because I had been talking to my son about that video and it was on my mind. The real video that was taken down, this time, there have been many of them, was Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. And it's quite a video. Unfortunately, I don't have the original, and I had to make a copy of a copy. And so that is now up at odyssey.com at Royston Potter. I've got a link in the description box here, but I'm not sure how well that's going to work. My understanding is that some people that try to get on Odyssey can't do it unless they sign up for Odyssey, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the case or not. I would put the actual video up there. However, I think that would be risking things a little bit at this point. And when you see the video, the audio is what the real problem is, because it's a copy of a copy. But when you listen to this video and you hear what I was saying in May of 2020, which is when I did that video, and then they just took it down yesterday, you'll see it was an amazing explanation of where we were and where we're going and where we are today. And this was in May of 2020, and I called it way back then. But the amazing thing is, as I said, that I didn't even realize that that was the video that I had this situation with Edelson James and Bettina about her sending me the picture because Edelson James wanted to know what she looked like. And if you go back and listen to that video that I did yesterday, again, ODNI Haynes is a tabloid reporter, you'll see where I talk about that. And I don't want to make you take up a whole lot of time, but this is incredible, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not a coincidence. So these things keep happening around Bettina. It's really, really interesting. Uh, when she died. It was a year ago in June, not last June, but the June before that. from a sudden onset of cancer, a really nasty spinal cancer. And I could speculate as to why that happened. Yeah, she is an actual angel. She is. She could drink like a sailor and cuss like one too, but she had a heart of gold. She was supremely intelligent, and she was willing to talk to me. And she was married, by the way, so it wasn't like something was going on there. It's just that we were colleagues, I guess you could say. But at any rate, uh, I did a tribute for her. Hi, Liza Jean. Yeah, Bettina's husband does miss her very much. Yes, that's true. Anybody who really dealt with her has. And Felicia, I'm sure, still cries often about it. But at any rate, um, so when Bettina died, I did a tribute to her, and Felicia did too. And I filmed mine. It wasn't live stream. It was done at a what's called a constitutional park. You have the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Articles of Confederation, and some of these other things in the background. I thought that was an apropos place to do it because of all the wonderful things that she did and she stood for and she supported as far as liberty in America and those things. Well, for those of you who were with me at the time, and I don't have the link in the box now, I'd have to go back and find it, and I think that would take some time. But just those of you who may remember, there were fluttering things in the video, and there were orbs that came down and followed my shoulder and then went up the flagpole staff and then back around. In other words, these weren't random movements of light. There was something else going on. And I'm not, spirits don't look like that. That's not what that is. But those could have very well been interdimensional evidences, phenomenon to show that she was there. And I do believe that that's the case. And there were a lot of other things that happened at the time too. So around Bettina are these very interesting phenomena. Again, when I did the tribute, the little fluttery things and the orbs that followed me and the staff and the flag. Uh, and in a subsequent video, some very similar things to that happened when I did a follow-up tribute to her just this last September. So those things happened. Well, now, like I said, they took down the exact video that we discussed in my ODNI Haynes as a tabloid reporter video last night. They actually took down the video that I was referring to on Edelson, James, and Bettina. And the name of it was Beyond a Reasonable Doubt. So what I'm saying is, ladies and gentlemen, is that the other world, and these aren't demons, okay? A lot of people say, "Oh no, these are always demons when these types of things happen." And no, I'll categorically tell you that's not the case. I will deny that totally. Okay, that's not true. Our loved ones many times are allowed to give us a little comfort. Okay, they are, and people that refuse to believe that are just hard-hearted and stiff-necked and listening to the wrong traditions. But at any rate, so this situation happened, and I wasn't aware. I had no control over that. So it's another situation that's come up that was, in my estimation, you all might just say, no, that's not the case. But in my estimation, the chances of that happening coincidentally are statistically impossible. If not impossible, at least highly improbable. So something was being manipulated there, and YouTube probably didn't even realize that it was being told to do that um, by the good guys on the other side to give us, at least to give me, a testimony, because I need these things once in a while. There's been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened in the last few years, and actually for a long time. And to know that there are these spiritual connections uh, do help me out. I'm pretty weak, actually. I'm not one of those guys that walks around with an assurity of everything. I'm not like that. And some people say, "Well, you just lack faith." Well, I've talked about that before too. About like when I did that video the other night about Covenant. It's not belief. It's not faith. It's doing something. And the other side does something too every once in a while, especially when we are at a point where we need it. So the purpose of this video is twofold. Yeah, assurance is blessed. That's right. So the purpose of this video is twofold. First of all, to tell you that this thing that YouTube did, taking down Beyond a Reasonable Doubt, which I did in May, on May 15th, 2020, and talked about everything that was going on there. You can go look at it. It's on Odyssey.com uh, at Royston Potter, and that link may work, it may not, but at any rate, it is up. I made a copy of a copy. The sound is really bad, so you're gonna have to, put up with the bad audio, but you can hear what I was talking about, and it's about a 20-minute video. Okay, so fortunately, we at least have a copy of that, and I imagine somebody somewhere has probably recorded the original one back in 2020. They probably did that. And they may, put it up on Twitter or something, hint, hint, sometime. I will try to make a better copy of it at some point in time when I can get the time to do it. And maybe then I'll replace the one that's up there now. Because it really was an incredible video considering what's happened since then. How I called it, the situation with Bettina, the situation with Edelson James, the situation with the spiritual testimony during my tribute to her, and then of course the fact that YouTube was motivated, motivated to take that down, to act really as a witness to me. It was actually a witness to me. So God will turn lemons into lemonade. Isn't that neat? That's all I've got for you. I just wanted to let you know that this is going on. What was that? I doubt that Monograph copied it. And I don't want to tell you how I got it because if I do, they'll probably do something so that I can't make a really good copy of it. So I don't want to let you know where I got it. But it was just fortunate that it was where it was, and I was able to make the copy that I did. So at any rate, again, I don't want to keep you. It's Friday night. You've got a lot of other things to do. That's not a good link, but I'll find you. Yeah, the link, I think what happens is the link is probably not good if you've already tried it. I tried it, but I have an Odyssey account, so when I do it on my phone, it comes up. But again, just remember Odyssey.com at Royston Potter, and you should be able to find it. So you just go to Odyssey.com, and when it comes up, type in at Royston Potter, and you can go hopefully to my account. Odyssey, like I said, it's not been as fantastic as I was hoping it was going to be. I've had this problem before where people aren't able to use the link to get in, but the bottom line is that it is there. I'm never going to be able to put it back on YouTube, which is another reason why I was really careful about how I address this thing here today. Okay, all right, all righty. I'll just let it go at that. Thanks, everybody. It's humbling to see that these types of things can happen, and I was absolutely amazed about that. Okay, all right. We'll see you later. Have a good Friday night. And Boomer can't figure out technology. Well, it's not so much that it's Odyssey. It's a difficult program to use. A lot of people when they go to the Odyssey videos, they have a tendency to get the little circle there. It'll do that a lot. It'll buffer a lot. And I'm not sure why that is. It's not anything I've done. It's just the way it is. There's a near-death YouTube channel. It's very interesting. Everyone should check it out. Yeah, and there are quite a few of those, actually. I could tell. I think I've told you some of the experiences I've had. And again, people will claim that those are demons, and I will categorically deny that they are not the ones I've had. Your son calls you a boomer, so I call my peers. Hey, that's all right. I mean, it's true, right? At least it is for me. So very rude people here trolling. Yes, it's very sad. Really, Mr. Power, you are a strange one. Guard your heart. Yes, at all costs out of it flows. Oh, you're very kind. Very kind, Nicole P. Thank you. All right. All right. I'll let y'all go. Uh, I'll monkey around with that link and I'll see if I can get a better one. I just hesitate putting the exact one down because YouTube has actually taken down entire videos that have had links to Odyssey directly. I was doing that for some time back a while ago, and they even took some of those down just because I referenced the Odyssey .com and my site there that had the video they didn't like. I mean, it's really wicked what goes on. But this time it was a spiritual testimony, and YouTube walked right into it. All right, everybody. I'll see you later out here.